Okay. Listen carefully. I wish that every day of your journey ahead will be filled with joy, like a festival.
Traveler, Paimon, please, I'd like your assistance with this investigation, since you two...
That's fine with Paimon. What do you think, Traveler?
I have a few theories, but we don't... There are some places I'd like to investigate first. So
Sure. Where would you like to start?
I want to go back to where we first met up. I believe there may still be some clues there.
Do we really have...
Are you worried that she'll be waiting for us? My worry is that we won't be able to find her.
Wow, Hazel.
The more cases you see, the less afraid you become. This should be approximately where you first encountered. Of course, we cannot conclude whether the... But I'd like to go over everything that happened.
Let Paimon think. She warned us not to go near her. Ooh, Paimon doesn't want to...
And then what happened?
Then, everything seemed to get darker. Paimon saw some sort of black mist...
Based on your...
Exactly! So are you...
It's possible, but I'm more interested, even if she is a ghost, as long as she possesses...
Wasn't she after our soul?
I think she was just trying to scare you.
Oh.
Think about it. If I had the ability to take your soul, besides, a ghost wouldn't have allowed you...
That does make sense.
I believe there are only two possibilities. The first, but if you had really been cursed, then you would probably have noticed. So, this is the less likely scenario.
But why would she want to scare us away? Maybe she was trying to get us to quit so she could claim... Oh! Probably not. So why does she want to scare us? Do you have any idea?
Based solely on your account, I don't... But this evidence alone is insufficient to make any... Though, my intuition is telling me that not... Have you found any leads yet?
Yeah, some tree branches...
I see. Aside from the bent branches, there are burn... If only there was some more conclusive evidence.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, it's you guys! We heard you were out searching for clues. Oh, that's rude.
Actually, we just asked the members of Mr. Ito's gang about what happened to them. That lady is either a nasty, evil spirit, or... But we still want to hold them...
We long admired the friendship, which is why we want to hold the Mikawa. Even though our powers are limited, we don't...
The Chinju Forest covers a large area. So welcome to the team. Let's all do our best to figure out what's going...
Don't worry, we're very familiar with the area. There is no escape! Look what I found down by the river! Huh? What is it?
Is it a scrap of black... shade cloth?
Yeah, it can effectively block out light. There's a rough tear in the cloth, probably...
Branches?
Suppose that a large shade cloth, when the shade cloth was removed from the tree, perhaps either she didn't care, or she...
But why would she hang shade...
I'm only speculating. Maybe she used it to create... Let's not worry about that for now. Next, I'd like to investigate the...
Oh, I know the way. I asked the gang members where their encounter with the ghost happened.
Good. Please lead the way. Let's go find out what's going on.
This is the place. They claim that as they pass through here...
What? We saw the very same thing!
Let's start by taking a look around the area, just as...
I found some sort of smashed... The inside of it looks like it was blackened...
Judging from the burn marks left, rather, they appear...
There's some strange powder in the crack. I picked some up and sniffed it to see what it is.
I believe we're closing in on the truth. I'm almost certain that the woman you encounter, she possesses no extraordinary powers. She was merely...
Some small props?
First and foremost, the test of courage. You were initially frightened by your first encounter with... Because you were already tensed up. You were... I believe we're closing in on the truth. I'm almost certain that the woman you encounter, she possesses no extraordinary powers. It have been accomplished by just a few small... She can only use props to scare people in the forest, but she can use strange...
Whoa, that was...
If we rule out the potential of organized crime, I know who the woman is.
We'll come along too.
No. You should go back and tell the others not to be afraid. The truth has surfaced. It's time to...
Okay. But please, if you run into any danger, simply...
There shouldn't be any danger now, but thank you. Let's search along the cliffside. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a chunk of earth that's unlike the others.
I knew it. I knew that you would come find me here.
There she is. Paimon thought you were a yokai like the others, but they said they... So, who are you? And why did you try to...
I have already warned you never to speak to me. If you don't leave now, then...
She's terrifying! Hazel, it sure doesn't seem like she's using any
Don't move. Just trust me. Your yokai power won't scare us. It will only...
Yokai power?
Huh? How did you know?
Your yokai that emerged from an object and assumed a human form outside of... When this type of yokai is close to its own body, it can use some yokai power. And if the original body is destroyed, then the yokai that... Should I refer to you as a Hagoita spirit or Tsukumogami?
Don't bother. You may call me Hanyuda Chizuru. That is...
Chizuru? Why do you... If you're a yokai, you should understand why the other...
Outside of... When this type of yokai is close to its own body, it can use some yokai power. And if the original body is destroyed, then the yokai that... Should I refer to you as a Hagoita spirit or Tsukumogami?
Don't bother. You may call me Hanyuda Chizuru. That is...
Chizuru? Why do you... If you're a yokai, you should understand why the other...
Outside of... When this type of yokai is close to its...
10 years later, and remained friends. They spent time together drinking, traveling, and sparring. When they had first met, they merely respected each other, but 10 years later, they became best friends. After another decade, the samurai had reached the pinnacle of his swordsmanship and won their duel by a narrow margin. Kamai was so astonished by his defeat, he gave up drinking and began training to become stronger for their next duel. However, another 10 years later, Kamai did not meet the samurai. As it turned out, war had broken out in the south, and the samurai had gone to defend the border. Kamai was unconcerned, because 10 years was nothing in a yokai's lifetime. But when they met once again, Kamai discovered that the samurai was already 65 years old. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw the samurai's gray hair and scars covering his body.
Hey, old friend. Can you still wield the sword?
I'm getting too old to fight. This time, I've come to say goodbye.
I see. Then, how about one last game of Akitsu Hazara?
All right.
The samurai gave his best effort during the game, but had to quit halfway through because he was too weak. After putting down his agoita, Kamai remained silent for a long time before letting out a long sigh.
What a shame.
Their friendship started as something they looked forward to. Lord Kamai's appearance hadn't changed, but his dear people often say that those outside the situation can see things more clearly. And we yokai are different from humans. We have longer lifespans, and when the dream ends, even a wise and seasoned yokai like Kamai felt sadness when it was time to say goodbye.
Oh.
So, you mean...
I was hiding on this beach, but those 3 yokai came and set up the Akitsu. I didn't want them to approach humans with unbridled optimism and
Is that why you pretended to be a ghost? Oh, so you must be the one who trapped that guy on the beach.
My power has become pretty weak now, and most of the time but that jerk was greedy. He wanted to steal the decorations from That's why I used my yokai power.
Ah, so that's what happened. By the way, how did you know the...
It's okay if you don't want to tell us. I've already figured it out. Your true form is this pair of Hagoita, isn't it?
Hagoita? Oh.
The pair of Hagoita used by Kamai and the human samurai to... You gradually developed sentience after being influenced by great yokai. Even with the yokai power's blessing, the Hagoita have started to rot away after hundreds of years. You can't sustain your... And if my theory is correct, this pair of
Excellent work. You figured it all out. Congratulations, little ones. You've passed the 3rd round of the test.
Miko? And the Shrine Maiden?
I apologize for causing you...
Because fear is induced by uncertainty, the more chaotic this...
So you're the one responsible for all this...
Hitomi, go tell the others that the test of...
Now that I've solved the mystery, I'm going back to meet with my client. I'll see you 2 later.
Miko, did you choose the Hagoita for the 3rd round of the...
Miko, Lady Yae, you're...
I followed Kitsune Saigu around the Mikawa Flower Festival one year. That was when I saw you. You didn't have a human form.
I remember now. You were on Kitsu...
I went for a stroll on the beach some time ago and sensed, though your power was weak, I was still able to find you. You were sitting in a tree. I overheard you telling yourself that you must be patient and avoid contact with humans.
Huh? When was that?
With your powers being so diminished, it was only... You must have been blaming yourself all this time. You knew Kamai and the samurai became...
At the time, I couldn't take on a human form like this. After they first met at the Mikawa Flower, but after they said their final goodbyes, I could often... Lady Yae, you are a well-known yokai. You must know many people meet, become friends, and is it really worthwhile for...
Why not? Tell me.
I felt happy, but...
But your rationality told you that it was... It turns out that there is still another piece to this...
What do you mean? The samurai...
True, but the story doesn't end there. That samurai... It is believed that Takuto developed this style of swordsmanship while dueling with Kamai, who had also... 500 years ago, Kamai and Tominaga fought side by side until their final moments.
Oh...
We yokai are not like humans. Humans have too short a life. However, The bond formed by friendship, there's no reason to be upset by this. Time flies by in an
Hey, compadres!
Ito, what are you doing here?
He told me everything. And I even know who the ghost lady is now. Anyway, Hey, you're that fox lady. Why are you here?
Please just
Right. All right, listen up. To celebrate the end of the Test of Courage event, I gave it some real thought and realized that it might be kind of difficult for those little yokai. That's right. Arataki, the one and only Ito, will be in charge of organizing.
Hooray for Ito!
Oh.
Can we really trust this guy with...
Hey, what you trying to say? Besides, it won't just be me. Everyone's busy getting ready, and the festival will be up and running in no time.
You're the best, Ito!
And what would a festival be without me? I'll be sure to go have a look, too. It has been some time since
Paimon's gotta admit, Ito does it. A festival, delicious food, count Paimon in!
All right, I'll join.
Looks like the festival has started! Let's go check it out!
Oh, starting to get the hang of it.
Ito and Goro! What are you two talking about?
Oh, I was just saying that if I had more time, I'd have built a...
Fishing. You know, when I lived on Wata...
Take it from an expert, using your hands to catch. Just the other day, I caught a fish so big that I didn't even know how to handle it.
That's an unusual...
Huh? A big fish?
Huh? You?
Oh, you bet I did. I wrote to the That's Life column and asked Miss Hina for advice.
What a coincidence. I do some part-time work.
You mean the letter was about dealing with a giant fish they caught? No. Could it be? Could it be that there's someone as good at fishing as I am? Oh, not on my watch. Hey, you all go enjoy the festival. Just you wait. I'll be inviting you all to my fish feast.
Aw, the string... Yoimiya, this is more difficult than it looks. Can you really...
Don't worry. Let me show you a little trick.
Yo-Yo Tsuri! Paimon see this game in some...
Do you want to give it a shot? Close one eye and...
Oh, it looks kinda tricky. Paimon will let the traveler try.
But Yoimiya, if I close one eye, I won't be able to see anything.
This ramen is so good.
Yes.
You mean you don't get to eat ramen very often, Ayaka? But it's so...
Oh, it's you. Food like ramen and hot pot tend to have a lot of oil and salt.
Oh.
Yeah, now Paimon totally gets...
Huh?
Oh,
Phew, I'm stuffed. And feel...
by the way, were there any special
Yes, but... Well, it's a long story.
Paimon can't believe you couldn't get a single water balloon. Chizuru managed to finally get one and gave it to Hitotsume.
He looked like he really...
But Paimon wanted one.
All right, then I'll catch one for...
Yay!
Come on now, this is way more expensive than usual. Even if it is a festival, you should...
Hey now, it costs money to run a stall. I need...
Fair enough. How about 5 masks for...
All right, all right.
It's so hot. Feels like I'm being roasted here.
Don't get too close. It's better to keep...
I know. It's just so rare to see such a nice bonfire.
There are many beautiful things in the world. There's no need to be angry.
I was surprised that you didn't even tell your sister. It seems she was...
It would have been uninteresting had I told her what was going to happen ahead of time. Besides, with her friends by her side, she wouldn't ever be too scared.
Everything went according to plan.
Yes.
Hey, you two, stop laughing! It was scary!
Have you finished exploring the festival? Well then, are you having a...
Yeah, it's great!
The original Mikawa Flower Festival was much more lively. But even if you could, because it's always more fun to enjoy...
Yes.
Well then, I'm guessing you have something you want to say...
What did you want to say to me?
You saw through me again.
It's not that I know everything. It's just...
Traveler, do you have a moment?
Saying goodbye is also...
Yes. Every cell...
The wind rises. Search for...
All right, here will do. Actually, I was a yokai derived from a pair of Hagoita. I wanted to go to more festival, but every evening as night began, then I would wonder. As a result, I was convinced that I'm sorry that I spoke so strangely when we first... I expected you to flee in terror. I knew you mistook me as one of the yokai. But perhaps it's because I've always wanted to... Or perhaps it was because I knew I didn't have much time left, and I didn't want to be alone. Anyway, thank you for taking... When we played Akitsu Yugen, Paimon... At the time, I wished... However, you still came and found me. Let me think. I wish... Okay. Listen carefully. I wish that every day of your journey ahead will be filled with joy, like a festival.
Swan Fury! Yeah!